And we're going to start by clearing the air. Okay, so I'm going to use a bell. This is a Balinese priest's bell, which I was very, very happy to bring back to me, brought to me from Bali. Okay, so go ahead and take a tall seat wherever you are and just let your head and shoulders float over your spine. Okay, come into consideration now. Right now, we are in the length of our body. We're in the length of our body. Right? And then move your sitting bones down and around so that you can sense your groundedness, that you have come to your center, you have come to the earth below you. And regardless of what direction we go in, what circular direction we come back to, the ground, our ground, okay? The part of the earth, the part of our life, the part of our relationships, the part of interactions and experiences that have ourselves in common. That is the common thread. Okay, I'll ring the bell 3 times. And each time I'll invite you to take the inhale and the exhale of your breath to clear your own kind of plane. Here's your first sound. Draw the inhale, draw the exhale. And just let your body settle into the stillness of your body, breath of your body, sensations. Notice where you might feel some of that. And we'll start with the arms lifted up, up, up to either side of the body. Just reach out here like you're spreading your wings. And then we'll take one arm down, the other arm up, like a seesaw. And then in the other direction, like a seesaw. And we'll take the other side again. This time, land your palm and now look up as the arm goes beyond that slant and comes across the front and the side, reaching towards the other side of your body. And then lift your heart. And then take your arm, sweep it forward, reach forward. Take the arm, reach it forward, extend that arm, and then take the other arm and join it. And then take the palms, reach them out, create that C shape in your spine if it's not already there. And then lift up, up, up. And then we'll take the other arm down and then come over to the side bend on this side. Again, just keeping yourself lifted, looking up into the corners of the room. Take a breath in here. Exhale. Sweep the arm in front of you again and just reach that arm forward. Let the other arm join. And then take the arms and reach them to either kind of corner. And then take the arms, the palms, scoop them under, scoop them towards the belly, and then lift yourself up, up, up. Turn the palms up again. Okay, so we're creating our own big circle in front of our body, scooping, and then taking the heart with the hands, and then lifting up again, palms to the ceiling. Do that one more time. Reach, scoop, and then bring the hand and heart together and then lift up. Take the arms, bring them to goddess here. Bring your arms out to goddess. So sense how we remain super tall here as the elbows find their way to the height of our shoulders. And we're going to take a rotation here. Okay, so just rotate in one direction. Find yourself kind of rotating through the spine, but keeping the sitting bones into the ground. Good. And then back to center. And then rotate to the other side. And then back to center. We're going to rotate again. Keep going, keep going. As you rotate now, take that back arm, draw it down to the ground, reach the arm up, 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 and lean back now. Okay, so you bend that back elbow as you lift the head and heart. Okay, and then you're going to use that back elbow to lift yourself back up, come back to goddess arms naturally, and then back to center. And then drop the back arm, lift the other arm up, 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 reach back. Okay, so think about the extension of the side of your body, the rib cage. Come to this a few times. Good. And then lift yourself back, up, up again. Come back to goddess arms. Nice. And then float back to center. Okay, release the arms. Okay, we're going to start a stretch with the legs. So you're going to take your left leg, extend it out. Okay, and then lift your heart to the leg and then just drop your heart towards the top of your thigh. Not big, but just enough that you feel the stretch in the back of the legs, a little bit of hamstring work here. Okay, take a breath in here. Exhale, maybe lean forward just a tiny bit more. Good. And then lift yourself up, up, up again. And then switch sides. Take the other leg out, bring the other heel in. Okay, bring your fingertips to either side, face the leg, and then send the heart to the top of the thigh here. Breath in, exhale. Again, just an entry into the length of the back of our legs. Nice. And then float yourself up again, a little bit further forward now. Inhale, exhale. Nice. And then draw yourself up, up, up again. Okay. You're going to just take your feet together, come into bound angle pose, opening up through the hips here. Just butterfly the legs a little bit. If you're still sitting up on a block, you can coax your tailbone a little closer to your heels a little closer to your tailbone, and then continue to butterfly the legs. Lift up through the crown. Okay. Let the legs just kind of float into stillness, and I'll take a forward fold from here. Okay. Take a breath in. Okay, welcoming the opening of the hips. Okay, giving yourself a little bit of anticipation for movement at the joints. Nice. And then float yourself up, up, up again. Good. And then take the knees together. Okay. And then you're going to roll yourself onto your hands and knees as you come into a tabletop position. Okay. You might want to have your blocks close by to this. Okay. But just find yourself into tabletop first. And then go ahead and take a cat and cow. Now, all the postures we're going to do right at the beginning of our practice is really going to be a gateway into the big posture, the big flow of moon salutation. Okay. And then from here, drop the belly. Okay. Look up, stay in cow for a breath, and then slide yourself onto your elbows as you come into puppy dog here. Okay, so push down into the forearms, push down into the shoulders, keep the tailbone lifted, and then tuck your chin in, round your spine, and you take your belly button into your spine. Okay, so stay in cat here. And now extend one leg into a long, long leg, and then push the shin, the heel away. So big stretch for the back of the leg here. Notice how your back straightens out when you do this. So it lengthens. Okay, no more rounded spine when we do this. That comes back now as you bring your knee back under your hip, round the spine. Inhale. And notice the change, the shift as you take your other leg out and then extend that leg. And notice how the spine kind of finds its own way into its natural position. Again, coming from a rounded spine, a circular spine into length. And then bring the knee back under the hip, come back into that rounded spine. And then keep going. Walk your hands up, stay on the rounded cat. And then bring your hands to your thighs. And then take the spine, start to lengthen it, and come into a low mountain. Arms are super long. You're taking the sides of our body. And then bring your arms to either side. Now you're going to take your front leg and just bring it out, but out a bit on an angle. Okay, so it's out, out, not forward, but out, knee over the ankle. Take your hands to the inside of your foot. Pause here. Inhale, exhale. See if you can come down a little lower. Now, because the thigh is forward, okay, we have a little more room to drop the front of our body, drop the belly body. Okay, and as we do this, you might notice that you've got a little more opening on the hips, just a different way to take a hip. Good. And then lift yourself up, toe heel that foot back under the knee. Okay, here's where you might want to use the blocks. Curl the back toe under. and then lift the back knee off the ground. Shimmy the back foot a little further back, and we come into a lunge. Okay, lift your heart up, be here for a breath. Take the right hand on the right thigh, take the heart to the inside of the thigh, take a twist here, and then let the arm float up, up, up. Come into a twisted lunge. Good, stay here for a breath. Exhale. Nice. Let the arm float down. Okay. Now bend the back knee, and only about a halfway are we stepping into pyramid pose. Okay. One of the postures in Moon Salutation. Now, this is where you might be able to take the blocks up a little higher if that's better for you. But wherever you are, pick up your tailbone and then draw the tailbone back as you lengthen the front leg, but keep both feet on the ground, both feet, the whole foot. Breath in here. Exhale. Nice. Bend the knees. Okay. Feel that stretch in the back here into the calf. Okay. That feels really nice. Then pick up the heel and step forward, forward fold. Okay, keep the left foot where it is, send the right leg back. We're just going to unwrap that on the other side. Okay, now bend the back knee as we're coming into a stretch through the calf on this pyramid pose first. Lift up through the head and heart. Lengthen both legs again, and then bring your heart to the top of your thigh, just best you can. Yeah, you don't need the blocks. You can bring yourself down to the earth, whatever works for you best. But just feel and access the movement, the openness. Good. One more breath here. Exhale. Nice. Bring the knee back over the front ankle, step the back leg back, and come into a lunge on this side. Okay, so we're just kind of unwrapping what we just did. Lift the head and shoulders, very much like Moon Salutation. We just kind of move everything back again. Okay, right hand on the right block or the earth, left hand on the thigh. Take the heart inside the thigh, and then lift the left arm up, up, up. Spread your shoulders away from each other and stay here for a breath. Inhale, exhale. Slide the arm around. Okay, bring the hands to either side of the foot. Now drop the back knee again, and then take the foot out. So it's kind of out on an angle here. It's not in front. And then you're going to just bring your hands back to the inside of the foot or in the center of the mat, and then just drop down. Okay, so we're just feeling the outer rotation of that inner thigh. This will be helpful when we come into some of those side lunges. Stay here for a breath. Exhale. Nice. Lengthen the arms. Stay here for a breath. Toe heel that foot back to center. Okay. And then we're going to walk our way back up, up, up again. Take that front leg, bring it back to kneeling. Remember this? And then we'll take the arms, reach up here again. Now, this time we're going to come into a side bend. So come on over to one side, breathe, exhale, and then center. And then over to the other side, breathe, and then center. Good. Take your arms out wide. Come back to goddess. Stay here for a breath. Okay. Then from here, you're going to just take the arms, slide them down. So now your elbows are up, but your fingers are pointing down. Make fists with the hands, bring them to the hips. Slide your knees out wide. Okay. Toes together. Slide your hips back, back, back. As you take the hips to the heels, take yourself into child's pose. Okay, so welcome the hip opener. So this is a wide child's pose, coming into the ground again, returning back to where we start, back to the earth. Oh, again and again and again. Now, in this child's pose, really access the breath, that circle of breath, and feel it in the body. So when you inhale, inhale to the back body, almost like there's a comb coming from the tailbone all the way up the spine to the head. And then as we draw the breath out, okay, we're going to take the front of the body. So big inhale from the tailbone up. Exhale from the front of the head to the belly, soften.
Again, inhale from the tailbone up. Exhale from the head all the way down to the belly, back to the tailbone. Do that 2 more times. As you inhale, it's almost like you're sludging slowly forward and forward. Again, inhale. Exhale. One last time. Experience the full round of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Keep your hands on the ground. Okay. Push the fingertips to the mat. Push your knuckles to the mat. And then grab onto the mat like you're pushing down like a little claw. Okay. Now use the arms to draw yourself up, up, up. And we're going to just slide into a modified plank. The knees will come back to center and you're keeping the arms super long here. Okay. Stay here for a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. And then from here, we're going to slide our elbows to our side body. Come on down, 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 and pause here and pause here. Okay. From here, we're going to stack our hands over each other and let our foreheads come onto our hands. Okay. Now you're going to take the right knee, lift it on the ground, and bring it up to the height of your hip. Okay. So now you have this external rotation of the hip. And think of this posture where we are now on the ground with the knee at the same height as the hip, it's wide open. Think of this as a entry to something like garland pose or deep squat. Think of it as an entry into goddess pose or a side lunge. Okay, so prepare the body for where we're coming in a way that reminds us how very, very flexible we actually are. Okay, stay here for a breath. So the inner foot's on the ground, the inner knee is on the ground, the inner thigh is on the ground. Nice. And then just slide that leg back side by side with the other leg. Just pause here. And then slide the other knee up, up, up from the ground to the same height as the hip again. So the foot is innerly rotated. The inner blade of your foot is on the ground, the inner calf, the knee, the inner thigh. And again, imagine this in different postures that we'll experience. Goddess, star pose, squat pose, malasana. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Nice. And now just slide that leg side by side. Okay. Now, while we're here, let's pick up the head. Okay. Bring your hands to a Y or a V shape, fingertips on either side. Keep your hips on the ground. And let's think about the spine as we inhale and lift. And then exhale and come back down. Okay. Inhale and lift. Exhale back down. 2 more like this. Inhale and lift. Okay, feel how the sitting bones are just level with the hips. Okay, and now when we come up again, you're going to hold here, push the pelvis down, lift up, and think of the crescent you're making in the spine right now. Lift the crown of your head more than jerking the neck back. Just lift the crown of your head and live in that crescent lunge. Slide the hands under the shoulders. Stay here for a breath. Again, living in that crescent. Stay here for a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Push down onto the hands. Lift yourself up into that reverse push up. Nice. And then walk your knees back in. Curl the toes under. Send your hips to your heels. Lift up, up, up. Arms float up. Okay. And then take a side bend. And then over to the other side. And then center. Okay, now bring your arms back to goddess, like where we were. Okay, so we'll see this again, the goddess arms. Bring your fingertips to the ground, keep your elbows lifted. So beautiful rotation in that arm bone, right? Make fists with the hands, bring the hands to the hips. Shift your weight to the left, bring your right foot forward. Okay, and then bring your hands on your thighs And as we bring the knee past the toe, we come off the back patella, the back kneecap. And here comes our low crescent lunge. Okay. We've done a lot of the prep work for this. We'll take both arms, reach up. Remember when we were lifting off the ground? Lift up now, throw your arms up in the sky, and then live backwards into this crescent lunge. Okay. A lot of work in the legs as you keep yourself lifted. Breath in, breath out. Nice. Now release this. Bring yourself just into a lunge. Okay. Let the arms float to frame the foot here. Now pick up the back knee and pause here. Okay. So we come back into a lunge. So we'll stay here for a breath. Right foot forward, left foot back. I'm just turning around so that we can go to the same place. Okay. Now from here, bring your hands to the inside of the foot. And now walk your way to the long end of the mat, keeping that right leg bent. And now we find ourselves in a low lunge, side lunge. So the left leg is feeling and experiencing the stretch in the side of the leg, right deep into the inner thigh. Take a breath in here. Exhale, sink a little deeper maybe. We will see this again. Okay, from here, lift up to center, come into a wide angle forward fold. Head and shoulders come down, pick up the tailbone, and then see if you can take the head and shoulders and let them hang even more. Okay, again, we're just practicing move to move, flowing best we can to really anticipate the full movement. Take a breath in here, exhale. Nice. So the transition from side to side in Moon Salutation is that it comes from side lunge on one side. Let's take side lunge on the other side. Okay, so now the left knee is bent, right leg is long. Feel the inner thigh stretch on that side. Option to bend the elbows, come in even deeper. Option to push the tailbone back. Option to come into namaste arms. Okay, so whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you. Stay here for a breath. Love that inner thigh stretch, the strength in that front leg. Okay, and here's again that transition now. You're going to turn now to the small end of the mat into a lunge here, and then drop the back knee. Okay, and then walk your way up, up, up. Push the knee past the toe, and then come into that beautiful low crescent lunge. Reach back. Feel the whole front of your body open up. Think about, again, if your hips were on the ground, how much can you take that lunge back? Beautiful breath in here. Exhale. Nice. Float yourself all the way back up. Okay. Bring the fingertips to the inside again. Inside again. Curl the back toe under. Lift the knee off the ground. We're going to come back forward into a wide angle forward fold. Okay. And live in this for a few breaths. Okay. Let's play around with this a little bit. Pick up the tailbone. Drop the head and shoulders. Let your right arm come to the ground. Take the left arm, reach it up, and look in that direction. Look down at the earth. Take the arm, bring it down. Other arm reaches up, and then twist in that direction. Nice. And then float yourself back to center. Bend your knees here. Okay. Toe heel your feet a little closer together. Toes are still forward. Now tuck the heels in, take your hands to your thighs, widen the thighs as you float yourself up, up, up to goddess legs and then goddess arms. Reach around. Okay, stay here for a breath. Inhale, exhale. Okay, now use the legs, push into the whole foot as you extend the arms and legs. Extend, extend, extend. Bring your toes forward into star. And then lean back. Find that front fascial stretch. Inhale. Exhale.
Good. And then from here, bring the toes out, heels in, slide yourself back to goddess. Okay, stay here for a breath. Inhale, exhale. Push into the legs, rise up, up, up again, come back to star, toes forward. Okay, we're going to introduce our balance here today. Take the hands to heart center. Okay, bend both knees. So we got a wide squat here. Step in and just keep the toe tap. Okay, so the heel is off the ground. I'm firing up that side of the body. Good. And then step out again. Try to land easy. Little bit of a bend and then step into the other side. Toe down, heel up, pause. Good. And then step out again. Stay here, knees a little bent. Okay, this time when we come over, you're going to tap the toe, but we're going to lift the knee. Come in, tap and hold. Lift the knee, lift the arms. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Bring the hands to heart. Keep the knee up. Keep the knee up. Okay. Widen and squat here a little bit, not a lot. Okay. So we're going to come in the other side, toe down, heel up, lift the knee to the hip, lift the arms up, breathe. Hands come back to heart center. You see how much strength you need in that supporting leg. One more time, each side. Step and hold. Okay. Step and tap. Lift and lift. Hold and breathe. Good. Hands come back to heart. We're just going to the other side. Step and hold. Breathe. Step and tap. Hold. Lift and lift. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Hands come down and we step out again. Stay here for a breath. Okay, now toes come out, heels come in, arms come up, and we find ourselves back into goddess. Stay here for a breath. Inhale. Good. Now we're going to come back to star, hold here. Okay, and you're going to take the left toe pointed to the small end of your mat. Your right toe follows, and then we're going to open up to triangle. Okay, so we find our way into an evolution. Okay, so we went from star to triangle. Have a look down at your foot. Lift through the chest. Stay here for a breath. Good. Take the whole torso. Lift up, up, up again. Toes come forward again. Pause here. Okay. And now the other toe comes out. And then the other toe follows. And you're going to reach and come to triangle here. Inhale. Exhale. Float yourself up, up, up again. Back to start. Okay, we'll do that one more time, adding on. Okay, toe over to the left, reach up and over, come to triangle, pause, inhale, exhale. Now bring your hand to your hip. Okay, pick up that right heel, step in, turn the torso to the top of the thigh, and then come into pyramid pose. Okay, stay here for a breath, best you can. Inhale, exhale. Nice. Float yourself up, up, up again. Okay, we're going to evolve and revolve. Here we go. Back to star. Hold here. Good. Toe to the small end of the mat. Reach to triangle. Stay here for a breath. Good. Bend the knee. Okay, step in a little bit. Take the heart to the top of the thigh. Back to pyramid. Good. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. From here, just bend the knee. We're going to lift up, up, up. Okay. Bring your toes forward. Roll through the shoulders. Okay. And then just step in. Give the legs a little shake. Okay. This would be a good time to take a drink. And we will move into now the whole of Moon Salutation. Now, the great news is we've prepared immensely for all of it. Okay. So we start in standing and then we move around. We're going to do this through twice. Okay. 2 times on the movements and then all the way through. And then we'll do it one more time in full 1-time movements in each. So this is the beginning of it. Okay. So feet side by side, arms to either side. Now remember, keep in mind that you are grounded still. Okay. So we still have the earth below us. We will always have the earth below us. Let's inhale the arms up, up, up. Start here. Reach up. Okay. Come over to side and then center. Come on over to the other side and then center. That's once through. Here's the second time. Over and center. Other side, over and center. Good. Keep the arms wide open. Open them up. Step out to star. Open up here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Step back in. Hold here. Breathe. Lengthen. Nice. And then again, step out into star. Hold here. Breathe. Nice. And then from here, okay, you're going to take that toe closest to the small in the mat. Turn the toe towards that. Bring the hand down. Tuck the back toe in and come into triangle. Reach up. Okay, breathe. Stay here for a breath. Nice. Now lift back up, up again. Toes forward, back to star. Okay, so that's one. And this is the second. Toe to the small end, tuck the heel back, the toe in, open up to triangle. Stay here for a breath. Good. From here, bring the hand to the hip. Okay, help yourself. Tuck the toe in further, and then take the torso right to the top of the thigh to pyramid pose. Inhale, exhale. Bring the hand to the shin, open up. Here's your second round through to triangle. Look back down. Hand comes down, back to pyramid. Inhale, exhale. Okay, bend the front knee, pick up the back heel, bring their fingertips to the ground, and then drop the back knee. So come into low lunge as we lift up to low crescent lunge. Again, we've done this before. Lift up and away from it. Inhale, exhale. And then bring your hands to the inside of the foot. Pick up the back knee. Slide yourself over into a side lunge. So that leg is long on the side. Okay, arms can be in goddess, they can be down here. Move yourself back over, drop the back knee, low crescent lunge, lift and hold. Good. Bring your hands back to the inside of the foot. Okay, pick up the back knee, slide yourself over into side lunge again. Stay here for a breath. Okay, lift up, 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 and you're going to walk over right back into side lunge on the other side. Okay, let's do that again. Come on over to where you were. Breathe. And then come on over back to the other side. This is where we transition and we go to the other side of the moon. Okay, walk over. Come into lunge here on this side. Drop the back knee. Lift yourself up, low crescent lunge. Exhale, back to just the lunge, fingers to the ground. Okay, now from here, pick up the back knee. Okay, step in a little bit and come to pyramid pose on this side. Okay, and then from pyramid, bring your hand to the shin, lift up to triangle. That's one round, and we're going to do that again. Shift, come back to pyramid here. Inhale, exhale. Okay, and then turn yourself back to triangle. Pause. Bend the knee. Okay, and here we go. We're going to lift up, up, up. Toes come forward. Back to star. Ooh, breath in. Exhale. Good. Tuck the heels in, toes out. Come to goddess. Doing that again. Lift up, toes forward, come into star. Toes out, drop to goddess. Good. And then from here, okay, we're going to bring the toes forward, lift up, come together. Take a side bend, center. Okay, we just took a trip all the way around the moon. Side bend, other side, center. And then one more time, over and center. Last one, over and center. Good. Draw your hands to heart center. Okay, and just live in your stand for another 2 or 3 breaths. Exhale. And release. Okay, give the arms and legs a shake. Okay, nice work. Okay, and now, are you ready? We're going to go through the whole thing one time through, side to side, and finish the entire cycle of moon. Okay, so we're going to start as we began. Feet side by side. Okay, inhale and lift. Here we go. Come over to one side, back to center. Over to the other side, and back to center. Step out, toes out, come to goddess. Pause here. Inhale, good. Lift up to star, toes forward. Pause here. Nice. Take the left toe, point it towards the small end of the mat, come to triangle. Pause here. Look down. Okay. Bring your hand to your hip, pick up the back heel, step in a little bit, come into pyramid. Pause here. Inhale, exhale, fingers reach the ground, bend the knees, step back into low lunge and then low crescent lunge. And pause here. Inhale, good. Reach, bring the hands to the inside of the foot. Good. Pick up the back knee, slide into side lunge on this side. Inhale, any way you want it. Exhale. Good. Lift and slide into side lunge on the other side. Breathe. Hands to the inside of the foot. Turn to the other end of the mat. Drop the back knee. Come all the way up. Low crescent lunge. Yeah. And release. Come back to center. Fingertips frame the foot. Pick up the back knee. Step in. Hands on your thighs. Lift and come to pyramid. Stay here for a breath. Hand floats to the shin. Lift up into triangle. Stay here for a breath. Good. Bend the knee. Lift yourself up, up, up. Turn that heel in. Come into goddess. Breathe. Good. Inhale, back to star, toes forward. Inhale, step in, hands together. Take a side lunge, one direction. Good. Back to the other side. And then over to the other side. And center. Nice. Bring your hands to heart center. Release the arms. Give them a little shake. One more time through from this side. Okay. We'll inhale the arms up. This is it. Your last time. Moon salutation. Over to one side. Breathe. Good. Back to center. Over to the other side. Back to center. Step out, toes out, heels in. Goddess comes to life. Stay here for a breath. Inhale, reach up, toes forward, breathe. Star, good. Bring the hand to the shin as you rotate that heel out. Come to triangle here. Inhale, exhale. Nice. And then pick up the back foot. Bring yourself over into pyramid pose. Breathe. Exhale, bend the front knee, step down and into low crescent lunge. Lift. Float yourself to the inside of the foot.
Good. Turn, come into side lunge, breathe. Walk your way back to center, back to side lunge, breathe. And then all the way back into low crescent lunge. Here it comes. Breathe, lift up, take that beautiful back bend here. Ah, and then back, framing the foot, pick up the back knee, step into pyramid, lift and hold, breathe. Hand on the shin, float yourself to triangle, breathe. Inhale, good, lift up, toes forward, widen up to star. Last time, heels in, come into goddess. You are nice. And then float yourself up, toes forward, step in, side, center, and side, and center. And bring your hands to heart center. Just pause here. Exhale. Okay, just let yourself absorb the motion. Okay, the sensation of where you are, where you've been. Bend the knees. Exhale, fold forward. Take your left knee down and back, and then your right. Bring your hands under your shoulders, and you just welcome cat and cow here. Nice. Tuck your knees in. Okay, we're going to come onto the back of our bodies. Very well done. Okay, great following. Okay, we're just going to lay our spine on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Extend the arms. Ooh, pin the arms to the earth. Inhale, exhale. Good. And then drop the knees over to one side. So nice spinal twist. And then center again. And then all the way over to the other side. And then center again. And just rock your knees side to side. Feel that beautiful massage in the spine. Okay, and if you're feeling comfortable here with the knees up and the feet down, please do. Please do. If you'd like to come into full Shavasana now, you go right ahead. We're going to come into our meditation.